Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now, this morning, when I came in and put the lights on, I noticed quite a few of our girls were out and about. So I thought we'd take the opportunity to have a little bit of a tour around the room and just see what's out and about. We haven't done one for a little while, and it's always nice to see these big spiders when they're out chilling. And first thing in the morning is often one of the best times to actually see them, if you want to see all the numbers, because even the shy ones are out just about then. So without further ado, we will have a little look around and see what you think. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you in a minute. Well, here we have our P. formosa, the Salem ornamental. As you guys will remember, she hasn't long produced a sac, and you can see there that her abdomen is already well on the grow. This is first thing in the morning. Beautiful, beautiful spider. There she is, look at that. Absolutely stunning. And next door to her we have our ruffulata. Now you can see the difference in the abdomen. She's got a little bit more weight needs to get put onto her. What else we got? There's our Singapore blue. Is she double clutched? You see her abdomen's looking really good. Beautiful. Same with our ornata. Again, nice sized abdomen. Could do with a little bit more, just a touch. Looking really sweet. And moving along, there's one of our regalis. This is a female that we bred here, and she has subsequently bred herself. She's looking really, really pretty. Sabar blue. Looking very gravid. Looking very gravid. This is our old girl, our old regalis. Let's not focus there for a moment. Yeah, this is our old regalis. Looking absolutely wonderful. This is a stunning spider. And if you want to get into pokies, the regalis is definitely a one to look at. This is our female striata. Again, looking heavily gravid. We got a Metallica in here, but she's getting ready to molt. We have another Sabar blue in here. And we have a Shueti, the Earth Tiger, in this one. And she should be on a sac now. I just need to check. Here are our Avics. This one's heavily webbed up. You see the difference in some of them web. This one here hardly webs at all. Hardly anything at all. Our Born Shawnee, she's getting ready to molt. You can see with the amount of webbing she's starting to produce. We have a Sapphire Pink Toe in here. She don't web up very much, always behind the bark. There's our Born Shawnee, she's on the move. There we go. This is an unusual one. This is our versicolor. She's on an egg sac, as you can see. And you can see there that she's actually on the floor. This girl has always webbed on the floor. So really, really interesting. Never webs up high, always on the floor. Now another one here. This is another versi in here. And as you can see there, the thick webbing on the top. We're looking, hopefully, she will drop a sack any day. As with this girl, you can see there, she's starting to seal hers off on the end here. Won't be long. And we've got Panama blonde. Looking really nice. We have a hattie in here. Another hattie here. What are we doing here? This is one of our minions. This is another interesting spider. Again, one that spends much of its time down on the floor. In this corner here, she's webbed up a little bit. She seems most happiest there. Whereas next door, this one lives behind the bark. Looks like our hattie's on the move. Look at that abdomen. Beautiful. Now we've got an adult female Lamprocalma nigerium in here. She's always a little bit shy. Here we have our Subfusca lowland. Can't wait for this girl to grow up and we can try and pair her. Here's our starburst baboon. Petroscoda maculata. Stunning spider. Absolutely stunning spider. There's our female Cambridgei. She's often out and about. This is another spider that's recently produced a sack. This is our P. Miranda, the Bengal spotted ornamental. Another classic spider, beautiful spider. Now we're coming along now to our Metallicas. Many of these are now getting ready to molt. There's one there. Another one there. Many of these getting ready to molt now. The top shelf is quite bare this morning. Not too much going on. Let's have a little look over. See what we've got going on over here. This is a male Tripepi. There's our female Indian violet. She's often sitting out like this. Beautiful spider. Here's one of our female blondies. Just around about breeding age now. There's a Sazama getting ready to molt. Pretty quiet in here. Here's our female Phalax. This is our large female chromatus. These really are a truly beautiful spider. Very underrated. One of the prettiest spiders in the hobby, I believe. Our female GBB. Now this girl, since we changed the substrate and everything, and we keep her a little bit damper. You see, we're keeping her on soil now, and we keep her a little bit damper. And she is webbed up and everything now. Much happier spider. It's quite humid in here. We have our female Machala. Again, waiting for her to drop. And downstairs, this is our Sturmey's enclosure. She's in the process at the moment of being fattened up, getting her ready to pair. There's our female geniculata. She is also ready to pair now. Very nice. Moving along, we have our about 4 recommune. Interestingly enough, now these are all old enough to breed, and we check every day to see if there's any slings. But we haven't seen a thing. Nothing at all. And yet our single females are producing regularly. Just goes to show the communal, if you want to breed, the communal is not the best way to go. It is possible, you do get the odd ones, but very few and far between, and we've only ever bred them once in a communal situation. And moving along, this is our mossy frogs. It's looking a little tired in this enclosure. It really does need a clean. There's one there. Now we've been very prolific with these, and we breed many of them now. Many of them. Now believe it or not, there is about 16 or so in here. They're quite well hidden, aren't they? And then down the side here, this is where we've got our big centipede, and she's tucked away at the moment, hiding away. Wow. So there we go. There's a little look at some of what's out and about. As you can see, the room is really becoming quite full. We seriously have got an awful lot going on. There is an awful lot going on in this room now. We do have a second room. Many of these down here, these are new ones that have come in, will soon be sorted. Some we'll keep for our own collection, and others will be moved on. There is always something going on. We have all our Sturmey boxes down here. All these boxes here, these are either got Sturmey, Apophysis, or Blondies in, all of them. These are all adults really, pretty much. And then down on the bottom shelf behind these tanks, there's a number more of them. So plenty of things going on. Plenty of things going on. What I want to do is we'll have a little quick look at these guys. And just flick the light on. And you can see. This is where we have our grow out stuff. So in the boxes in front of us now, these ones here, these ones here, these are grow out boxes. So these are what we have our Petersi in. We've also got some Gigas in there, H Gigas. And then up the top, these are all grow outs as well. So everything up on this shelf here, pretty much, is what we're holding back. Some of what we've bred ourselves, other stuff that we've had brought in. So this is all stuff that's growing out and being done. Got our incubator down there. You can see the desk is full as well at the moment. These have all got to come off of here. Many of these have recently come through. So they're now actually going to be sorted, fed, and we'll decide on what we're going to do with them, whether they're going to be sold onto new homes or whether they will stay in and become part of the collection. It's very, very busy in here today. Very, very busy. Now we can see here, these are our Balfourics, see all the young Balfouris. These are all females that are single females. This one's on an egg sac. We can see it there, just above the water bowl. Just that slight discoloration in the webbing. That shows that there's a sac there. Another one here, full of youngsters. See all the babies there. And then we have another one here. This is our female. She's out and about at the moment. And she has babies as well, as you can see down here. There they are. Wonderful. Do love seeing baby Balfouris. Awesome, awesome things. There we go. This is one of our female Murinus, skeleton leg. Again, another lovely spider. A golden blue leg baboon in here. These are more Balfouris. Another Balfouri there. Now this is where we have our Incy Gold. And you remember we had an absolutely amazing pairing, but nothing come of it. Very unfortunate. And we have our Carolinensis, the wolf spider. There's our Ezendami female, looking for a male for her. There's our electric blue, definitely in pre-molt. Then we have a auratum, Brachypelma auratum. And then coming up, this is where we keep all of our H. gigas. Very difficult to see these guys in the tubs. These were only fed yesterday, so some of them will be out and about, some will be feeding. Absolutely marvellous. I do love the funnel webs. Poison actually, I'm seeing quite a few here. Not the clearest of pictures, but we get the idea. Got the youngsters. Very, very nice. Right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little look around and get an idea of what's going on in the Beastie Room. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. As I said, it's really, really nice. First thing in the morning, this is when we get a lot of our information about what is going on with our spiders. It's the perfect time to actually check up on your spiders, see who's doing what, especially the shy ones. This is often the only time you will actually get to see them, where we can check to make sure that all is well. And by that, I mean what we're doing is we're looking and we're having a visual glance. We're looking for our abdomen size and things like this. And just basically the general health of our spider. Does it look like it's in good order? You know, quite often we get asked an awful lot. How do we know when a spider's good or bad? Well, if you watch your spiders, you will soon realise when their behaviour changes and when it's different. And this is why, bless you. Thank you. And this is why it's very, very important to keep an eye on your spiders and what's going on, see what they're doing. Now, you would have seen in there that we showed some of the Piscitheria, the pokies, some of them that have recently just dropped sacs. And we saw the Salem ornamental, and you noticed on her with her abdomen, it was looking really nice and plump. She's put on really good weight straight away. She didn't lose a lot of condition to start with, so it didn't take much to put her up. Now with the Ruffalata, the girl next door, you would have seen that her abdomen was on the small side. So this is what I'm saying. When we go around, we look at them, we look at her and we think, right, she needs a little bit of feeding up. So we adjust our feeding and we give her a bit of extra food. We might give her a slightly larger food item, things like this. And this is where it's really important. And this is when you often hear me say, I don't like the idea when people state that you should do something once a week, twice a week, once a fortnight. This is not how you keep spiders or animals or anything like that. Yeah, you need to learn to look at your animal and realize what's good and what's bad, and then you adjust your feeding or your humidity or your temperature. You adjust it to suit the individual. There is nothing out there that is correct in saying you should feed once a week, spray once a week, keep your temperature bang on this number. It's all rubbish. You should be looking now, you want to be looking into your enclosures and working out what that particular spider requires at this moment in time. So with our ruffalata, we saw there that she's got a small abdomen, so we know we need to get that meal into her. We've got to try and build her up. And we want to do this quite slowly. We don't want to just bang her full of food. That's not a good thing either. So we want to gradually build her up. When we looked at our Salem ornamental, you saw there that she had a nice plump abdomen. So although we might not feed her, we will feed the ruffalata because she needs it. She's telling us we need a bit more food. The same as when we moved along there, we saw our female Singapore Blue. You would have remembered her. She double clutched earlier in the year, or last year, I should say, end of last year. And when we actually saw her, when we took the egg sac away, when we saw her, you would have noted there that her condition had fallen quite drastically. And she'd got really, really small. Her abdomen was tiny. Now, this was partly due to hydration and partly due to the fact that she's not eaten, and also the fact that she has done a double clutch. We were feeding her up, just trying to get her back into condition, and she produced that second clutch. So the nature of what she was going through was telling her it's good, it's prosperous to actually lay a second clutch, but her body was on the limit. But you would have seen when we saw her there, in these last few months, what has it been, 3 months, 4 months, we've actually built her up and she's looking nice and she's substantial once again. And all we're going to do with her now is we'll wait for her to molt, then we'll give her probably 8-12 weeks of good feeding, and then we may, if we're going to breed her again, we may then try and breed her again. So it's very, very important. Now, you'd have seen also with our Avix, they were all out. They tend to be out all the time in the daytime as well. They're really cool. And you would have seen in there, we had a sneak look at the versicolor with an egg sac. And you would have noticed there that for an arboreal spider, I mentioned in the video, she actually stays on the floor. And she's webbed up on the floor. She's webbed the door shut so we can't open the door. So she's made life a little bit awkward for us. But she's doing fine. She's absolutely fine. And we don't have to worry too much about any humidity in there because she's in a bioactive system, so she's got clay balls on the bottom. And there's enough moisture in there to get her through for the next month, which is all she'll have, 30-35 days, and then we will take that egg sac away and we will probably hatch it out. We'll open it up and do it ourselves. And with that kind of system, with her enclosure, we don't have to worry about that humidity. You'd remember me saying, don't chase the numbers. Just look in the enclosure and you will see what's right and what's wrong. So it's really, really cool to learn these different things so that you're not relying on the, feed every week, spray every week, doing these things. And this is what we're trying to show here now. We want people to really, really look into their enclosures. Let the enclosure speak to you. It tells you a whole host of things. Now, one of the things you would have noticed in the video that many of our terrestrial spiders were actually hidden away. And that is because the week before or so, I went through and I fed pretty much most of them. And once they fed, they tend to hide away a little bit more and they're digesting their food. Some are getting ready to molt. There's all sorts of reasons why they might have hidden away. And there's a few that are out now. I mean, we're talking now, we're in the middle of the afternoon, and there's a couple of them are out now. And there are, I can see our Indian Violet, she's sitting out. And she's a spider that is in actual fact quite a nervous spider. We don't often see her out in the day. but she is in fantastic condition at the moment. And for some reason, whatever the reason may be, she is out and about in the middle of the afternoon, just checking out, seeing what's going on. So there is no, we often get asked, is this right? My spider's doing something. Is this right? What is right and wrong for these spiders? Only you looking into your enclosure and learning the habits of your spider will you learn what is right and wrong. And that's the way to go. Right. Well, quite a simple little video today. And hopefully you would have enjoyed it. We had a little bit of eye candy today. So I thought that was rather nice. And, well, until next time, when we will visit them all again, I think maybe we might try and do a nighttime one where the lights are off and we'll see who's out and about on the night time. We'll give it a bit of thought and see what we can do. Right then, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I will see you soon, guys.